Welcome back to BLB Radio, man. We got a podcast going on. Shit, we ain't did one in a long time, so we're gonna try to stay on track with these podcasts from now on, man. I know everybody have a busy schedule. Shit, it be hard to get this stuff in sometime, but we got to do it for the betterment of the league. We got a range of topics that we're gonna talk about tonight. A lot of people chimed in about what they felt about the league so far, and we had some commissioners that had some questions and so on about possibly the league starting over, implementing some new rules and things like that. On the call today, man, we got the Super Bowl champ for first and foremost, KB504. We got Dirty 713 with his sorry ass. We got B Hall. His got to be his brother because he's sorry as hell too. And then we got my boy Boss Payne on the line. What's going on, fellas?
Got BBW, Boss Payne, baby. You already know.
That's what's up, man. We ain't gonna waste no time, fellas, man. We on this call for a reason, not for the season. We're gonna get right into it. So let's look at the first question, man. The big question. What do we think about resetting the league, being that we in year 5 and Madden's coming out in approximately about 3 or 4 more months? August? What we in now? March? It's about 6 months from now. No, 5 months from now, something like that. We got the new Madden coming out, and we contemplating starting over from scratch with season 1. And the reason being we talk about starting over is the fact that the teams are kind of saturated with superstars. We got a lot of new owners that came to the league, and we got some new things that we want to implement into the league so that we can make the league better. Because at the end of the day, it's all about making this league better, man. So we gotta talk about these things. One person that had a big thing about this was B Hog. So B, I'm gonna go ahead and let you elaborate on this, man, about how you feel about resetting the league and why you think we should reset the league. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Hey guys, how's it going?
I got a time on
like
your ass too. So.
I like to start off by saying, appreciate all the effort and hard work you guys put into this. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. So let's keep it moving. Try to help keep you guys engaged in the league and energetic about what we have going on. So to answer your question, Crispy, as it relates to starting the league over, I think it has its benefits. Of course, there's pros and cons to anything that we try to do this drastic. For the guys who've been here since the beginning of your league, of course, I'm not one of those guys, but those guys like I Beat You, Express, Midnight, those guys. You guys put in a lot of work on your team, so I definitely understand how making a step this drastic can affect you because, it's a lot of effort and time that goes into getting a type of team that you guys have accumulated. But with that being said, a lot of it happened based on some of the rules as it relates to the point system and how we were able to benefit from that. When I first got here 3 years ago, we had the rule with the point system to where you was able to get pretty much any number of superstar traits, quick traits that your points allowed you to buy. So, of course, last year we changed that and we maxed it out at 4 traits per season. So for the guys who just now joining and the guys who have been in for a while, the team is not as good, it limits those guys' ability to build their team. So for me, I think that this is a league of 32 players. Everyone is equally important to the league. So the setting gives the guys whose team are not as good or who's just getting just a fair chance, and it kind of builds morale to help them build their team. And that's some things that we can assist with that also to help guys kind of keep up with the guys who've been doing this for a while. So that's my thoughts on it.
You are now unmuted.
Okay. Now, I'm listening to what you had to say here, man, and I feel like you kind of sugarcoating shit. Because when we had a discussion here, sir, you felt, you had some very hard feelings towards, the league and resetting. So I just want you to be honest in all aspects as to why you think we should reset. Just be real. You don't have to put your best voice on and shit to try to talk to us, man. You talking to your people. All right. So go ahead and tell us how you really feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. All right. We had this discussion the other day, and I was like, man, we need to record this stuff while we're talking, man, because we're talking about a lot of good stuff. And one of the things we did discuss a lot was the oversaturation of superstars and how easy it was to turn these teams to superstars, and how when new owners come into the league, they see, man, like, damn, everybody got a whole bunch of superstars, man. Like, you know, and they feel like they might not want to be a part of this because all the teams are oversaturated with superstars. So we felt that, you know, some things need to be changed and rules as well. And if we was going to implement these new things, then we might as well should start the league over fresh with a brand new start. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to make sure that going into Madden 19, all the wrinkles were ironed out. And by ironing out all those wrinkles, the best thing to do would be to restart the league and do it all over again with the new implementations that we're trying to make in the league. Now, Dirty, 504, and Boss Payne, y'all got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I'd say, I'm for resetting the league.
Okay, who is this talking?
Only this Dirty 713.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Tell us why you think we should reset the league, man.
I think we ought to reset the league and limit the superstar trait.
Okay.
Because, of course, we play points during the league, and everybody have opportunity to play points. Some people pick good, some people pick bad. Therefore, they can afford a superstar trait. But we should limit that, because when you do have a new guy come in, or just say he come in that somebody quit in the 10th week or whatever, then next thing you know he play somebody. Yeah, it's gonna look very intimidating. My team is 85 and your team is 99.
Yeah.
And every time he plays somebody, their team is 99.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he's a punching bag.
That's true in some cases. I look at it like that too, but also some of the guys that have quit the league, or gone on to other places or whatever, they teams were kind of intact. The only teams that were not intact were owners that was not taking their team seriously. Like, for example, I give you an example of a team that was stacked when somebody got that team. That was Drama on point.
BLBz.
BLBz's
team.
BLBz team is full of superstars, full of 99 players everywhere. And
they like 2-12.
Yeah, 2-12 because Tweety say that he's new to Madden, so whatever the case may be, I don't think it's that hard to win a ball game. One of those ball games was due to a forced win against me, so he really only got one win on the season. But that's neither here nor there. That's not the topic right now. Let's stay on track, fellas, so this shit don't be all night long.
Yeah, we should do a reset though.
Okay, why you feel like we should do a reset? Who's that?
Just because to give this boss Payne.
Okay.
I feel like to give, like, to me personally, I'm tired of seeing the same teams in the playoffs every season. I want to switch it up. You give everybody opportunity to get to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Because the new guys, they looking at all our teams looking like, damn, these dudes got all these damn 90s and 95s, and I'm badly, I can't even keep up with these guys and shit. Like he was saying, they intimidate and stuff like that. So give everybody a fair shot.
Let me ask this question. If we did reset the league, do you think it would be other teams in the playoffs besides the teams that are already in the playoffs? Because it's kind of been the same team since day one.
I don't know.
I got a question. I have a question. KB504. I got a question.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
If you reset the league, are we going to go as the teams are, or are we going to do like a fantasy draft? Like it was when I first came in.
That's another thing that we talked about. Hey, do we want to do regular teams or do we want to do a fantasy draft? Some people are fans of regular teams. Some people are fans of fantasy draft. Me personally, I'm a fan of fantasy draft. I like the idea of doing a fantasy draft. Just like you do fantasy drafts when you know what I'm saying, playing with your homeboys in real football or whatever. The downside of the fantasy draft thing is the fact that you got to draft all the damn players. That's one of the big downfalls I see, and that's about it. Other than that, I don't really see a downfall to the fantasy draft. Oh, and the fact that something we would have to correct is the fact that when you do a fantasy draft in Madden didn't take the time out to reset everybody's picks. So whatever picks you had in real life, that's the picks you'll have in fantasy football. And I kind of feel like that's a shitty deal. Being that everybody's starting fresh, everybody should have all 7 of their picks. But I don't think that'll be too hard of a thing to change if we all just communicate with each other and get those picks moved around the way they should be moved around. On the flip side of that, having a regular team, y'all know the benefits of having a regular team. You just start up and you play. But somebody might get stuck with a team they don't want. You know,
Cleveland Browns.
Somebody wants.
They got all the draft picks. I take the Cleveland Browns.
Somebody wants the
Cleveland Browns
too. They got a ready-made team, pretty much, and they pretty damn good in that Madden.
Like I recently joined the league and I got stuck with the Dolphins. And man, they salary cap is ridiculous, man. You can't cut nobody. Everybody got these big giant contracts. Sue got a crazy contract with like a $25 million cap hit if you release him. He got like 5 years left in this contract. You got all them old players with just crazy contracts. And I noticed that. I was like, man, I wound up quitting. I ain't even gonna lie. I couldn't do nothing with the team. I'm gonna build a team and I'm gonna be in the negative. If I try to rebuild it, I can't get in the draft pick. Nobody wants to trade. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard building that way.
And see that's the dilemma that you face with having when you're resetting the league, and like you said, you have 2 options to either play with the current rosters and the contracts, or doing the fantasy draft. Like Crispy said, the plus side on the fantasy draft that Crispy brought to my attention is that all the first round draft picks, second round draft picks, and therefore are paid in a certain bracket, depending on how they're drafted.
So everybody
has
money.
Contract. Now, if you do a fantasy, then you try to correct the draft picks. Yeah, everybody should have these 7 draft picks. But if you go with the current roster, the picks still should stay the same as they are. And the reason being is because those teams were able to gain assets, as in players.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, they would definitely stay the same. They would definitely stay the same.
Try to rectify that and trade that back. But I mean, it's called a franchise and a fantasy. I mean, a franchise for that reason. You have to be creative. You have to find ways to try to build your team with the current cap situation, contract situation. There's ways you can do it. You know, it might not be ideal, but it can be done. It's not a situation where you can't do anything.
Yeah,
so to answer your question, KB, it's ways it can be done.
It is ways to be done, and you got to be one to have patience to go through to go through the motions for a couple seasons.
This is really my first time ever playing a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Boss Hog always told me, man, join this league. I just didn't have any interest in doing it. I just like to pick the game up, play, and cut them right off.
Yeah.
But, due to my surgery circumstances, what I'm saying, surgery on my knee, so, I ain't really had nothing to do. I was doing laying on the sofa. So I was like, man, I might as well go ahead and join another league, you know what I'm saying? Well, I inherited an okay team, you know what I'm saying? I only had, 3 superstars on my team. All I need is a quarterback and a receiver. I'm good. So, so it kind of fell in my favor. I try to figure out the drafting and stuff, and then, YouTube team, I had to go, get my YouTube on and see how to actually do all the other stuff. Figure out how to draft and how to do the free agency. I didn't understand none of that stuff. So I actually had to go YouTube that and learn.
You're not the only one. There's a lot of owners in the league who don't know anything about, building their teams up, how to go about training their players, free agency, the cap penalties, the cap space. They don't really understand any of that. It's kind of all new to them. So those are the teams you really see, or the owners you really see struggling to build their teams up because they don't really understand, what goes on and how to build those players. But I'll tell you anything, to be successful in this league, you have to be active with what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about successful building wise. You gotta be in tune with what's happening in the league. If you're not in tune with what's happening in the league, you popping in, popping out, not participating in this, not participating in that, then you're not gonna reap the benefits that everybody else is reaping. And then when it's time for you to match up against these teams, you pissed off because you thinking, well, hell, he cheating because he got some 99 players on his team and I don't have those 99 players. But then when you ask yourself at the end of the day, did you really do everything you could have done to build your team up? You know, did you take advantage of the point system? Did you place your bets? Did you play in these tournaments? Did you do all these other things that's gonna help you? You know what I'm saying? Build your team. And most of the time, the answer to that is no. So,
Like Chris, just like you said before, like to me, 99s and superstars, that shit don't mean nothing if you don't know what you're doing with.
it don't.
You know what I'm saying? It really don't,
I
because
got a bunch of them. I can't do shit.
in my, you know, I only have at least 6 of them. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like superstars are dime a dozen in the NFL in real life. You know, they don't have a like BLBz, not BLBz, Blues team. This dude had a whole superstar offensive line. Like, come on now, that superstar defensive line, superstar line, like his whole damn team was superstars. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even real. You know what I'm saying?
People have at least point of the reset.
And that's what we talking about.
They usually have at least, you might catch 3 or 4 superstars on each team. You know what I'm saying? But superstars really don't mean nothing, but you get high points.
As it relates to Madden with this franchise mode, if you don't have the XP up, then you're gonna have a very limited amount of superstars on the team. If you got the XP all the way up, within a few years you can have 12, 13, 15 superstars on your team, just basic building without having a point system at all. Because I'm in another league and I had that situation there, and other owners had that situation where they got a bunch of damn superstars on their team, but that's because the XP is all the way up to the max. But one thing we talked about is, you know what I'm saying, taking that XP and lowering it down some, and you know, making it harder for you to gain the superstar with your points. So for example, going forward with the point system, we already limited it to four traits, right? 2 superstars max. 4 traits begin that, hey, I can upgrade it to a normal, from a slow to a normal, from a normal to a quick, from a quick to a superstar. That's how many moves is that? That's 4 moves. So that would be all 4 of your traits right there. If I want to go from quick to superstar, that's 2 moves. I mean, I only got 2 more moves I can make, which is make it to quick. Now, to further that, we talked about, I would do the first and second round picks you can only upgrade them to superstars. Third and fourth round picks can only be upgraded to a quick. And 5th through 7th round, third and fourth, 5th through 7th round, they can only be bumped from a slow to a normal. And that's it. That way you won't have nobody. That puts more importance on the draft. That way you won't have nobody drafting somebody in the 7th round and turning them into a superstar.
Well, with the current draft, you're able to draft superstars late in the rounds.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
You are able to draft them late in the draft, but we saying in regards to points. Usually points.
As a regard.
I look at it like this, Christian. You can't have a 99 superstar, man, and this man, for his season stats is like 12 catches for 50-some yards. That ain't no superstar. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it would just be having superstar, just have superstar linebacker, 0 tackle, 0 everything. Like, come on now. This dude ain't even playing, but he's a superstar.
Yeah,
99.
And that's true. So that's another reason why, we talk about
trade him away.
That's another reason.
You know what I'm saying? You build him and trade him away.
Hey, Crispy, if you do the reset, why you don't do it how you did it, like how we did it last time? That was kind of different, unique. Everybody did like a big ass draft and you just hit them. And whatever team you got, you just roll with them.
Yeah, I'm
that
for that.
was kind of nice.
I'm for that again. You know what I'm saying? Some people wanted to do the draft last time, but we couldn't get everybody on the same page with doing that.
Yeah, but how you did it last time, that shit was perfect. And then people just kind of build their team and got ready for that following season. That's when
that's like the best way to go.
Now
you pick a team. First come, first serve, and you pick that team. But then you once that team sticks, you lock it up. They do the fantasy, and then where the chips lay, that's all you do.
That's how you get. I like that idea, and I also told D Hog this other day that if we do a reset, and we do the fantasy draft, I'm gonna put in all the rookies for this coming year. So
in order to do that, that's going to probably be about May.
Take May to do what?
Because it's going to be after the draft. That's when the rosters come out with the rookies.
No, they don't. They already got them out. Because I started the league with them.
They already got them out.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they got them out. They out already.
I see what you're saying. You're saying, okay, with the fantasy draft. I'm thinking,
No.
Fantasy
draft. Somebody has already created that roster with all those rookies in it. So all I got to do is import it in there, and now you have all those 2018 rookies. You know what I'm saying? On top of all the people that's already in the league. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
that'll be something that's real cool to implement in that. But shit, we spent
And
too
you
much
do
time
the
on
same way
that.
with the division too, right?
What you mean? For how we split it up last
Like,
time?
yeah.
Yeah. We'll do like a lottery system probably again. The same way we did it, so people can.
And that's the best way. You know, some people, we try to avoid certain players, but you know
that's what I told B Hog. I say, man, boys will be trying to avoid people, man. That's why you got to do the lottery system. But I also told him, I say, man, what if this? I say, what if we get 4 people to agree to go in one division? Top four top people to agree to go in one division. You know what I'm saying? What would that look like? You know,
that's gonna be a headache.
What they want to do? You know, would they be up for the challenge to be in a division where it's 4 top dogs?
No.
But that's not fair.
I do it.
That wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't be fair to the other people though.
Well, I mean,
bad niggas.
if they decide to do it, I mean, that's on them. It ain't about being fair to other people. You know what I'm saying?
I do it if I'm in the division with all active people. I don't want no forced losses and all that stuff.
Yeah. If you got four active people that's dogs, man, then I think it'll work.
Yeah, nah.
But anyway, fellas,
Man, my fucking division nice as
20
fuck.
minutes on that. Hold on, we done spent 20 minutes on that one topic. Let's move forward and talk about some of the other questions that we had. You know what I'm saying, that goes along with the reset as well. And this is one of the big topics we've been wanting to discuss. As these damn linebackers, you know, what do we want to do?
First.
What do we want to do about these damn linebackers that's roaming all over the field? They going from point A to point B to point C to point D, and they just everywhere. You know, they really the most valuable player on the field. And they don't have to be good; they just have to be fast.
All they need is hands.
Now, yes, and what I've discovered in the last time we talked about this is that if you go on YouTube, you can find out how they doing it. And you know they holding down the L2 trigger and pressing the triangle, tapping the triangle, and it pretty much keeps you in the area and it allows you to break to the ball.
Oh,
yep.
Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
I gotta get my YouTube up, boy.
Yes. So that's what these guys are doing, you know, to take advantage of these players. You know what I'm saying? They doing that shit, and it's really cheesy, man. A linebacker shouldn't be going out of his zone to go make no play. You should be making that play within that zone area that play is described. Now, what I had came up with, and then I'm gonna let y'all talk about what y'all came up with and what y'all think it should be. But I came up with you either have to stay your ass on the defensive lineman or cornerback if you just or DB if you decided you want to use somebody. And let them linebackers play their assignment. Now, if you can go out there and play on that corner or that safety, now you're really showing that you have some user skills. You know what I'm saying? That's really showing you got some user skills. You out there on them safeties. But that was just my take.
You gotta look at it like this.
Go ahead. Who's that
if you
talking?
don't play a linebacker, it's balls. If you look at it, you need the middle of the field open. If you let the computer use it, Because think about it, everybody run little slants up the middle. That shit, if you ain't using that shit, gonna be abusive in the league. So
talking about the slants?
You gotta cut like the slants up the middle. Like you can run that all game, you don't have a user in that middle.
That's fine, okay. And that brings us to what B Hall wanted to do, and I actually like what he said, and it made sense to me, and I kind of agree with it. Was the
what
fact
he said?
That, well, he stated.
Can I
that,
chime on it?
Well, go ahead, B Hall. Say what you got to say.
Okay, this is what I propose. I propose not eliminating guys being able to utilize the linebackers, but you can play with your linebacker, but you have to play with that linebacker within the scheme of the play. So if you call cover 2 and he's in the yellow zone, you only in the yellow zone. You know, you can't do anything else. You cannot manually because you're the linebacker. You don't have to manually change anything. You don't have to hot route or adjust anything to your scheme. You're allowed to adjust any other player except for the player you're playing with. Whatever player you're playing with, he has to do the assignment within the play. So if it's cover 3 and it's purple zone, then you do purple zone. If it's all linebackers blitz, then you blitz. You can't adjust anything that you're doing manually. Using. So you can still play with it. But you can't adjust. You can't be down the field 20 yards if you in the yellow zone. You know, yellow zone has, within the 5 to 10 yard area that they cover in that middle of the field. You can't be 20 yards down the field picking off a pass if you're in the yellow zone. So that's what I propose. That still gives you the ability to play the middle of the field if that's your assigned area. Because the thing about it is this. You only in charge of what you call defensively. Nobody else. So if you want to sit middle of the field, you call a defense that's going to allow you to sit there. And you just sit there. You ain't got to move. But what you can't do is you can't be on the left side of the field. You can't be on the right side. You need to be where you're assigned to be with whatever defense you call. So that's what I propose. That still gives you guys who like to play linebacker the ability to continue doing that.
Look, that's the only downfall about that. Like, for me, I'm going to expose my defense. I want to cover 2. But the thing about it, I blitz all my linebackers, but I'm gonna blitz everybody. But I'm going to stay in the middle with that linebacker. Because I know if you see a blitz, you're going to hurry and hit X or whatever, A, whatever you want to call it, and get rid of the ball, and that's going to be somebody up the middle, so that's an automatic pick right there. So that's the only headache if you do your adjustments and stuff like that.
But
you're blitzing your other linebackers. You're not blitzing that particular linebacker you clicked on.
Yeah,
I'm trying to blitz everybody, so I'm going to use the guy in the middle. So it's like, that's kind of expose your defense if you can't control that linebacker.
Because, Boss Payne, to take your example, if you in the cover 2 and you send all linebackers, you're manually hot routing those linebackers to blitz. But in the cover 2, the linebacker that's in the middle, which is you're designed to play a yellow zone. So you can still play that yellow zone. And those 2 outside linebackers can come. You see what I'm saying? They can come. You don't have to change your assignment. Your assignment is whatever the play calls. You can change.
But think about when I do it. When I do it in the yellow, I like to play on the deep third. So
that's when they say you can't play the deep third if you in the cover 2.
Yeah,
that's
you can't
unrealistic.
have it both ways.
That's unrealistic. Yeah. That's what we're trying to say. Because if you
plays.
I learned you can actually put your linebacker. You can hot route your linebacker to a deep middle.
Yeah, you can. You can. But if you do that, then you can't play him as your user.
Yeah, you can just go to the other side. Go to the other linebacker.
Yeah, you go to the other linebacker.
And then sit in the yellow with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, it's still going to get abused, whatever way how y'all do it. So you got to come with a better solution.
So what do you suggest? That's why we on the call.
It's hard. That's what I'm trying to figure out, too. I've been doing my research. I've been looking at other people's leagues and see how they rules that with that linebacker situation. And it's still kind of like a headache, though. I've been seeing some rules on how other people, like other leagues, do. And you're going to be
let's take from Boss Payne. I mean, from B Hog's book here. You know, he comes from the grown folks league. You know, supposedly the biggest and baddest league in Madden. You know what I'm saying, football history, but they ain't fucking with BLB. Anyway, that's another story. But
you can't get to the playoffs though. So shit.
Look, he said that in see the grown folks league, their rule is you can't click on nobody. You can't play the ball. The computer has to play the ball when that ball is in the air.
Yeah.
That's on offense and defense.
There's no users.
There's no users at all. Like you know what I'm saying? You have to play.
That's no skills though.
But that stop all that bullshit.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing behind that. In football, and I mean, you guys, we all watch football on Sundays, and we all done play football one point in our life. We all understand the element of actually play design and what is intended to do. So one of the things that they did in their league that I like and I appreciated was they eliminated a lot of the cheese stuff and basically want 2 guys to sit next to each other, play the game, and see who can outthink each other just by pure execution. And that's what football is really about. Now in BLB, we have a lot more freedom to do a lot more, which guys love, and I respect that. So you still able to do a lot more than what guys like this in their league do. But we're trying to figure out a way to create more parity and to try to make it a little bit more realistic and fair for everybody. So that's this decision is more about than anything else. Because it's just not fun. And I mean, we all have been in situations where it ain't fun playing against over and over and over and over and over again. It just doesn't make a good game.
Okay. Anybody else got anything to say about that?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's like my players. Oh, go ahead.
It's dirty. I say, shoot, you want to play at the middle linebacker? Okay, play him in his zone, or play him however you need to play him. Case for instance, my last game I played, I had 3 people going over the middle. This man played all 3 damn people. Use alert. So therefore, if you get a use alert, shit, you get a penalty for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some consequences. If you put something in place, there's going to be some consequences. And that's the other thing we were talking about. You know, how the hell do we monitor this during the game? And
broadcast every game.
Well,
broadcast every game. It's always
broadcasting every game is one way, but the other way was that you're looking at your previous game. I mean, your previous play. Your previous play is going to tell you what that linebacker should be doing. And if you saw something in that previous play that linebacker did that he wasn't supposed to do, then you need to record that on your PlayStation. And so that, you know what I'm saying, have that as your proof. And it's easy to record on your PlayStation.
Exactly.
But,
and also at the end of the game, it lets you see highlights. I want to say.
Yeah. It lets you see
like
highlights.
every play.
It lets you see them highlights. Definitely. It definitely see those.
I got a
highlights.
question. How y'all be archiving y'all games? Like I see people have games played. I mean, Twitch.
Okay, I can answer that for you, KB.
Talking about on Twitch.
It's in your Twitch settings.
But you have to go on the computer.
You can go to, and you're on the computer, and you can archive all your game streams, and the league can have access to them.
Yeah, it can only be done for 2 weeks. It can only go up to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's why I broadcast on YouTube, because YouTube is forever.
Yeah.
That's what I'm starting to do, broadcast on YouTube, because I've been getting cheated.
You broadcast on YouTube, that shit is always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? There's no question that. Now, after we get away from, you know what I'm saying, talking about monitoring it, now it's the penalty that's involved when you do it. And I say a lot of guys like instant gratification. They like instant gratification. And that's the problem we ran into with the 4th down rule at first was, well, hell, if he breaks the 4th down rule, what you going to do in the game? You know what I'm saying? He broke the rule inside the game. What you going to do? So that's when they came up with the coaching decision. You know, hey, he did you know what I'm saying, the first time is cool. The second time, the game need to be paused, need to let somebody know. And then, you know, I'll tell you to exit that game is over. You know, he done broke the rules, it's over and done with. But how do we do that in a situation with these linebackers? With these teams, do we just suspend the players for the next game? And keep suspending their players?
I feel like...
And development trait go down. How about that?
Man, y'all want to hurt somebody? Man, no, you want to hurt somebody? Take their fucking points. Take their fucking points away from them. When they
no,
got points,
take their points.
Well, points. You know what? I already can do that. But if you take the picks, who the hell get the picks?
I don't take my picks, sir.
I ain't never understood that.
The person they cheated.
Okay, this is what you can do as it relates to the pick. If a pick is removed from that player, what happens is that pick doesn't belong to the player. Even though he still would have that pick come to draft, he would draft that player and he will release that player. And at that point, that player is in a free agency bid, cool, and you can kind of give whoever the draft slotted. So you know how the teams are drafting. Whoever has the first pick, he has the first spot.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't like that. Because if I got hit with that penalty and I had to give away a pick, I'm gonna go pick the sorriest damn person to draft.
Yes, exactly.
No, what I'm saying is this: as the commissioner, we tell him who to pick. That pick is not for him to make.
Oh, okay.
We tell him who to pick. We all a part of the draft. We all a part of the process. We watch the draft. We monitor it. So, for me personally, I know I'm always involved in the draft from beginning to end. If I have a player, if I see a player that I think could be worth taking that pick with, I say, hey, guy, take this player here. And he drafts him, and after the end of the draft, he releases that player, and then we give the guy who had the first pick in the draft the first option to claim. And we kind of go from there, work our way all the way down. If he don't take him, then it goes to the next guy.
All right, that sounds like a bunch of work to me. But I've never been a fan of fucking with picks, so I don't think that's gonna fly anyway.
I think the point.
Just let all that shit fly. Fuck, ball out.
But see, you know what I'm saying? The points taken away is a good thing, but the points have to matter to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Maybe whoever that was that's just joined in on the call. You know what I'm saying? The points only gonna matter to certain people. They ain't gonna matter too much to everybody. So you got to hit them where it hurt. You got to hit them on their team. Start stripping the development traits. You start suspending players. That'll do it. But the next thing is, you know, what gratification is that owner gonna get who got cheated? You know what I'm saying? What about the person that got cheated? They got to take that L because somebody been abusing with the linebacker. You know, I mean,
and that's the thing about it. It's really no gratification for the guys who's the victim. But for the guy who's the perpetrator, then after so many penalties, then we just probably have to move away from him. Because at that point, he's clearly showing that he doesn't respect what we're trying to do. He doesn't respect the rule because he constantly does the same thing over and over. He's a repeat offender. So, I mean, at that point, you have to let him go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree with that.
And that's the satisfaction of the victim, seeing them leave. Because after being cheated, and he cheats the next guy, and then the next guy, and he's still there, then the guys who are being cheated, then they start disliking the league because they feel like we're not doing anything to help the situation or address the situation. If guys are going to constantly break rules, they shouldn't be here because we all adults. We all understand.
And that's true. That's true. And that's true. So I agree with that. I agree with that. No doubt. So
hey, I got a question.
Go ahead. Who's that got with a question?
What time we advancing, man? Because this dude hounding me about playing this game.
At 10 o'clock. Well, you got a little bit after 10. It's 9:15 now. If you got to play the game, go ahead and play it.
I'm about to get off the phone with y'all. I'm going to call y'all back.
Okay, that's fine for messing up our podcast with that shit. But okay. We'll talk to you later, man. Really want to kind of get an interview from that guy, but that's okay. So, you know, we talked about the linebacker situation.
Check this out.
Yes.
As far as the linebacker situation, if you do that, then one thing I suggest is all games be broadcast.
Okay, I'm with that.
All games be broadcast. Somebody's gonna be watching. Whether it's 2, 3, 4 people, or if it's at a prime time, it might be 10 people. But somebody's watching that game.
Now the only problem with that shit is we got about 3 people in the league that can't broadcast.
So anytime what we do as a league, anytime those guys match up against somebody, whoever they play, they have to broadcast. That's just, it is what it is. Because we all are saying, okay, if we're going to say the home team broadcast every game, then everybody's responsible for broadcasting. So it shouldn't be a situation where, well, I don't want broadcast because I ain't the home team. If you want to be in the league, you broadcast. If you don't want to be cheated, you broadcast. Because your opponent cannot.
Exactly. Each game, whether it's home or away, well, the game of the week, the home team is broadcast. If somebody can't broadcast, then the visitor team got to broadcast.
But with my situation, that's too much shit to follow, so I don't give a fuck how somebody play against me. I'm gonna just let them do whatever they do.
Hold on, B Hog, and there go my other point right there that I was gonna get out. It's the fact that remember I said that, B Hog, I say at the end of the day, man, these guys have to govern their own game. I'm not the policing type. So within your game, if you find with somebody cheating you and y'all don't have no issue with each other, then it ain't no issue. But if somebody has an issue, then you gotta answer for that. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is one party to have an issue, but if both parties don't have an issue, then it shouldn't be a thing. That's just my take on it. That's how I look at it. With that. Now I know some people.
This is why I don't feel comfortable with that. If 2 players play and they don't have a problem with it, then they're going to develop, a way of playing to where they understand that what they're doing is okay. And so they're going to do it to the next. And then they're going to do it to the next. And even though they might eventually play somebody who's going to report them, then what you're doing is you're enabling them to break the rule when you know it's a rule. And my thing is this: just because you go to the store and you steal stuff at the store and you don't get caught, that don't mean you didn't break the law. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
If it's a rule, it needs to be upheld at all times. We can't sit here and make it a rule. It's okay if nobody complains.
You
you
gotta
gotta put
be
somebody
willing
on
to
the
release.
committee and somebody watching. Somebody
Yeah,
else,
somebody
like
gotta always be
commissioner.
watching.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. If we broadcast the game like Dirty is suggesting, then I'm not leaving it up. If I'm watching the game, I'm not leaving it up to you to call it out. You know, my thing is this. I'm not a fan of penalizing somebody for doing it once, you know, because we all make mistakes, and this is a habit for a lot of guys. So you're going to have some guys that's going to do it. It's going to take some getting used to, you know. So my thing is, if I'm watching the game and I see it, and I'll be like, hey, man, you know, if you catch a pickup, if I'm watching Dirty and Chrissy play, and Dirty picks up Chrissy pass, and I'm watching it, I send a message, you know, to Dirty, or Chrissy can pause the game. Hey, man, you illegally picked off my pass. Punt the ball back. If he gives the ball back, it's no harm, no foul. He might even realize what he did. And at the end of the day, if you knew you broke the rule and you want to try to do right by that person, punt the ball back because you picked it off. Punt it back.
Oh, B, but look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's probably gonna be like 3 people in the whole league that might actually follow the rules. I'm just saying, 3 or 4 people is the max.
I wouldn't say it's going to be.
It's only 4 people do that use alert stuff with the linebacker.
You know, I don't think it's going to be 4 people. I think everybody's going to be on board with it because they understand the ramifications of doing it. If you respect what the league is about and you respect what Crispy's trying to do, then you would do it. Now, if you don't give a fuck, then of course you're not going to do it. And then and that's the case. This just won't be a place for you to play. It ain't rocket science that somebody's asking you not to do. It's fairly simple. You know, I mean, you have full control of everything that you do within the confines of that game. That control is in your hand, nobody else's. So if you choose to break a rule, and I mean, like I said,
if you choose to break a rule, bottom line, be ready to deal with the consequences.
Exactly.
Especially if it's brought to a commissioner's attention.
You do something wrong, you can make it right by apologizing to your opponent and giving him the ball back.
Now, I'm telling you now, me personally, I ain't going searching for a whole bunch of shit. But if it get brought to my attention, then it needs to be addressed. Okay.
And if I'm watching the game,
it'll be addressed.
I'm calling you out on
Now, one thing I like that you said, Dirty, not Dirty, B-Hog, was the fact that, you know what I'm saying, we could create something like an anonymous feedback type thing after the game. You know, people get points for trying
after the game, feedback form.
Everybody do an anonymous feedback form about your opponent. You know, did your opponent play foul? Did your opponent do this? You just answer a series of questions, and then you leave some comments about your opponent. That way, we know, hey, we need to keep an eye on this particular owner to watch what they're doing because they're trying to get over, basically. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. One more thing, because we got to move on. We have 47 minutes.
Okay, one thing I could commend my last opponent. He went for it on like 4th and 23. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the hell? So I hit him up. I said, man, what's going on? And he was like, man, my bad. And he punted me the ball back. But he's supposed to punt. I mean, he punted me the ball back.
And that brings us to the next thing. The next question. The next thing about, man, blowing people out the damn water. It's not good sportsmanship. I know we talk a lot of noise in this league, and that's all fine and dandy. But a lot of times you putting 80-some points on the players, man. That's unnecessary, and you know what I'm saying. You doing it for stats. It's becoming the fact that you're doing it for stats. If they can't handle it,
if you can't handle it, you gotta find something else. That's part of the game. Run a score up.
That's not part of the game.
In a sense, but not all the way. In a sense, it is, but not all the way. You can win with some dignity, man, without having tried to, you know what I'm saying, just kill somebody, all their pride that they got in them, man. You ain't got to do that.
But you got to look at it. You know, you got some users, we all talk shit like, for example, me and B-Hall. Me and him talk shit all day. He might feel like he's busting my ass. I want him to run a score on me because at the end of the day, fuck you. We talk shit all day. I don't mind him running a score because he deserve that.
And that's the thing about it. That's why I'm on both sides of the fence of it, because in a case like that, I wouldn't care because I feel like you deserve it.
Like, if somebody, look, I see if it's somebody who don't see nothing at all and you run a scrub, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
but if somebody y'all always talking shit, beefing, yeah, it's free ball for that.
Like
Yeah,
that,
my
was
thing is,
that was unnecessary, but that what the Flyers did to the coach. Coach ain't say one word to him at all about anything. That brother put 80 points on him and kept on doing it. And the thing that kind of made me mad about it was when I asked him to stop, he just kept on doing it, disregarded what I told him to do. But at the end of the day, I couldn't do nothing about it really because it wasn't a rule implemented on it. Now I could have been asked about the situation and did something about it in that regards, but I it wasn't a rule, so I really can't enforce nothing. But it really made me mad with that shit.
I feel like this, Chris. 3 quarters.
Hey,
three
go
quarters
downstairs.
is
Daddy's
fair
up here
game.
having a
If
conversation.
you can score 100 points in
Go.
3 quarters, turn around and score 100 points. But in the 4th quarter, if the game
9:30.
is
You can go
well
downstairs
in
and
doubt,
play.
you're a win.
Bye, Daddy
Run
having a
the
conversation.
ball
Daddy
3
having a
down,
grown-up
punt it.
conversation.
He can't win the game. Get out of there. Don't
I'll
embarrass
break it down
the
later.
guy.
Bye.
That's my thing. I mean, 3 quarters, if you score 60 points in 3 quarters, thumbs up to you. And if it's 60-10 going into the 4th,
9:30.
just run the ball 3 downs, punt it, let him run it. It don't matter to you. Then that shows good sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? When the game was well in doubt over with, you shut down no. That's how I don't think that we should try to penalize somebody for it. We just say, hey man, 3 quarters, do what you gotta do.
Throw it downstairs. And
Lower
go.
the
I'm
ass
having
down
a
3
conversation.
quarters.
I done told you that over and
Shut it
over
down.
again.
If
Go
the game
downstairs.
is completely over with.
Go.
Get on out of there. That way you ain't get nobody hurt on your team. You won't embarrass him. He won't feel played. And, it's all about respect, man. And I just think that's the best way of handling it, me personally.
Okay. Now,
The game before last I had, old boy, he was well ahead, like by 3 touchdowns. He steady playing till they got 0-0. So man, I needed my running back to try to score one more time. What the hell? I don't trip on that. Do what you do. But
you
in
offended
the
us,
same token, I ain't offended. I don't, man. Where my yak at?
At that point, it's over with. Put Tupac on.
Offended, not me.
Okay. All right. Look, we spent.
Who the fuck is that,
Somebody
bro?
turn that stuff off, man. Whoever got that going on, turn it off. All right, we need to move on.
Oh, I
man.
apologize. I get ice.
Okay, yeah, you need to fix that ice machine. All right, let's move on, man. Let's answer some of these community questions that they had. We sent out a post and asked people to, send their questions in about what they felt about the league and what we heard and what questions they might have. One of the first questions were, I'm gonna knock this down real fast anyway. No more accelerated clocks. I like to check at the line of scrimmage to change my plays a lot. Now, my take on that with the accelerated clock things, that's to simulate real football. You never see a game where a quarterback has 30 seconds at the line to do whatever they want. Usually when these quarterbacks are coming out these huddles, they have 15 seconds before the damn clock run out, unless they're doing no huddle. What do y'all think about that?
They'll make the game too long, too. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and play fucking an hour and a half of Madden game. That shit crazy.
Okay.
Well, accelerate the clock, it worked both ways. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah, it worked both ways. You can turn on.
It's for the offense.
Yeah, it's for the offense, not the defense. So at the end of the day, I don't see the purpose of turning it on versus it doesn't really matter to me both ways. I was actually going to ask, could we play 9-minute quarters?
Hell no.
Oh, shit.
Fuck no. Shit. I will be on 6 or 7 minutes right now.
It's not as bad as y'all think it is, but.
No, I played 8-minute
We'll be on
quarters
6 or
before,
7.
bro. We on 7 now. I played 8-minute quarters, and that thing lasts an hour and about 20 minutes.
Yeah, 7 minutes perfect, because I'll be getting bored in the fucking 7-minute quarters.
Now,
bump that bitch to 5.
Here's the next question. We keep getting off topic. We talked about Dirty's question, which was the concern with the linebackers, the position being played. Another question was my concern, make the sliders default, so stop bailing out bad passes and decisions. There's no slider that's adjusted to help your receiver play better or your quarterback play better in our league. Actually, the sliders
Well,
reduced on the quarterback. Hold on, actually the sliders reduced on the quarterback to make that your quarterback has more accuracy. Well, make you have to make your quarterback have more accuracy than versus what Madden would normally give you. Go ahead, B. I'll tell you about that.
The thing about the sliders for me, from my experience playing not just your league, other leagues, this year by far has probably been the worst experience as it relates to sliders, AIs, in Madden. I experienced my best gameplay as it relates to just overall competition with just two teams lining up, playing in regular ranked matches. So to me, the default settings is by far the best group of sliders you can have. That's my opinion. I mean, as commissioner, we can actually, if we're going to reset, we can start testing sliders to see how.
Well, your gameplay mode, but your gameplay mode online is totally different than in the league. The gameplay mode online is competitive mode.
And it's default.
Yeah, it's default, but it's competitive mode. Ain't no sliders on the online gameplay. If you tell me what some sliders that you can adjust on online gameplay.
Oh, you can. You can't.
So
that's what I'm saying.
It ain't no default. It's no sliders. There's nothing to adjust. So there's no such thing as a default. So you saying online. I'm saying it's two different styles. Yeah, it's nothing else.
Yeah, it's two different styles. It's two different styles of mode, game mode.
Yeah, it's two different game modes, and the sliders being adjusted. And first, people got to understand what the sliders are for. A lot of people don't know anything about sliders, so they don't know how to make the adjustments. They just leave it as it is. So because they don't know. But the purpose of the sliders is to try to make the game more realistic than what it is. It's to compensate. It's to compensate for the inaccuracies in the game. For example, last year on Madden, the damn C route worked so damn well. So sliders needed to be adjusted so that your cornerbacks will react better to that C route or to a different type of route that was getting abused in Madden. So that's why those sliders are adjusted, both up and down depending on how the gameplay is with Madden in that particular year. That's my experience with the sliders with that shit, and I've been doing a lot of reading on it.
Mine is pretty much the same way, Christian.
Okay.
I understand. They got a lot of guys that do a lot of research on Operation Sports with sliders. They put them out, they research them, they play countless hours with them. I always use those group of sliders, because like I say, they tested them. But I mean, that's my opinion in the situation.
Okay, now that's the sliders question. So I mean, we'll look more into it, man. We'll adjust some things as we see fit and play around with some different stuff and see what works different. I'm in two different leagues. The other league I'm in is Midnight League, and his sliders on default. And really, be honest, I don't really see no big difference. Now, I will say there's one thing that I'm not gonna ever put on default, and that's game speed threshold. That'll never be on default with me. And the reason being is because if you got the threshold up, that compensates for a player's speed. So you don't get to really see the speed of that player's true speed, should I say. For example, if I got a 90-something overall wide receiver, 80-something overall cornerback or 80-something overall linebacker should be able to run with that receiver. But when that threshold is up, that threshold compensates that speed. It puts you on an even playing field. Basically. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It puts you on an even playing field, so you don't really see that. That's my only take on that. Let's move on, man. Then we've been talking over an hour. What's the next question here? We know what's over the clock. We got that. People giving you a time and then having you wait an hour or longer. Major issue. Okay.
On that, I say it's that person who's been waiting that hour. If the guy didn't reach out to him, hey man, I'm a little late. It's his choice whether he get a force win or not.
Oh yeah, we had a big discussion about that, B-Hog. Then let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. I know it's dirty. B-Hog had a discussion about this because I don't know if you remember the other day we was having a conversation about the
because B-Hog was dodging. Yeah,
because people getting forced wins and stuff. So You want to explain it, B-Hall, or you want me to go ahead and say it?
Okay, this is my thing about wins. This is my thing. Wins are earned, not given. So in the event that someone, doesn't communicate with their opponent and misses the scheduled time to play the game, at that point he can play the CPU and earn the win and move forward. Now, playing the CPU, he does run the risk of losing the game. But if he plays his opponent, he runs the risk of losing the game. Or if it's a fair sim, he runs the risk of losing the game. The only two things that work out in his favor as it relates to him being able to get the win where he has control is him actually playing the game. So we never take that away from him. He's never penalized in my eyes because he can either play his user, he can reset, reach out to him, hey man, you missed the time, can we get another hour or so? Just let me know. Or he can play the CPU and get the win. If he fails to do that, then that's on him. Or he can leave it up to a fair sim. He's never penalized. That's my theory. I think wins are so hard to come by that they should be earned. Don't make it easy and say, okay, if you miss the time. Because, what happens is you're going to have guys, if me and Crispy's going to advance tonight. If me and Crispy is scheduled to play at 6 o'clock tomorrow and I miss the time, then we have a whole other day to play the game. So at that point, because I missed the time,
that's understood. Yeah.
He's going to get the forced win. He has the option to take the win or turn around and say, hey, B-Hall, can we get it in later tonight or can we get it in tomorrow before the advance? He has that option, and I feel like at that point, that's unfair.
No.
Because if we have another day to play, then, we should try to get the game. And if we don't, then I can say, okay, let's give him the fourth win. Or let's put it on, play the game against the computer.
Well,
I just don't like it.
Here's the thing with that. You want to go ahead and talk, Dirty? Go ahead.
Yeah. Here's one thing with that. Okay, I just hit my opponent, see if we can play. They say, now Chris, we're going to advance to the 10. Cool. He said, we'll turn up here tomorrow. I got to work, but I'll let you know. And so I'm leaving it at that. But once you reach out to somebody tonight and they say you and Chris got a game scheduled for 6 tomorrow, y'all still have another day to get y'all game. But once it gets to like 6 o'clock in the evening and he's going to send in 4 hours, it's up to him whether or not, hey, man, look, this dude ain't meet the time. He ain't respond back. Because you got 48 hours. You got 48 hours.
At that point, let me tell you what options you have to get the win. In my eyes, you can play the computer to win.
No. Okay, hold on. No. I'm totally against that. I'm totally against that because the only reason I'm totally against it, what's going to happen with the person who missed the time? Nothing.
All right, let me take note.
Nothing.
And this is what I was trying to explain to Kishmi. That is not true. The person who misses the game and fails to communicate after so many times of that happening, he's no good to us as a league anyway because he can't play his game. And we're going to move on from him anyway. That's the thing. For me, playing in a league that guys want to put a lot of work into is a privilege to be in. You got some leagues that don't last. This one has proven to be able to last. So being here is a privilege. Guys need to appreciate that and understand that. The ones who don't, then they can go find somewhere else to play. Because trust me, it's hard to find a league right now that's continuing and that's thriving right now. A lot of leagues are dying down. They reboot and they're trying to do everything they can to keep it going until the next match.
Okay. Tell me this. So after the first time Crispy do it to me, and I lose against the computer, he get a win. He didn't play his game because he was scared to play me. But he know I can't beat his computer.
True. And I agree with you. It's unfair. But after Crispy does it 3 times and one.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Let me finish. After he missed 3, maybe 4 games in one season for not communicating, failure to play the game, he's gone. So
He's gonna be gone regardless, either way. So that's why your homeboy been on the chopping block, because he'll miss some games and he has to come up. I had to finally go and get rid of him.
But as it relates to my homeboy, I always been trying to push to get him out because I knew the time was coming. I just knew it. I knew it was. I talk to him all the time. So that's my point. Being here is a privilege. If guys want to be in this league, they got to respect what we're trying to do, and they need to play their game. So this is an all-user league, no CPU game. But
okay, well, I tell you what. This is tough. Everybody, even people listening, can't watch. But if that's the case, like my schedule, me and Baton Rouge schedule, we don't have no set schedule. So it's like once we schedule a time, are we able to play within these times?
Got to play within them times.
We got to play. If not, hey, it's going to be a fair sim.
But you know what you just did? Let me tell you what you just did that a lot of guys don't do. Communicate. Just communicate that stuff. So just like you tell it to me, you tell it to your opponent every week. I'm on a 12-hour on call. You know, these are the windows in which I might can play, but if I can't play, it's because I got to go to work. Period. You know,
and that's
at the end of the
fine
day,
game.
and at the end of the day, if you can't play your game when he can play, then, you know, it should be a fair sim at that point. It shouldn't be a forced win for him because you had to go to work, you know, and that's my thing. Now, as a league, what we can do is, you know, okay, he had to go to work.
Look,
so,
they're communicating, though. They're communicating.
Yeah,
but if you don't communicate,
you don't deserve to get no win. You don't. Okay, here's my thing, B. I'll let you talk about it.
But at the end of the day,
go ahead. Who's that, boss?
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's kind of, I don't know. It's like we should just leave it how it is because that's too much shit. Because the computer's hard as fuck to play against. Like it's not even worth even playing against. So it's like you got your chances to get my force win.
I brought that up to B Hog as well. He knows that as well that the computer's hard. And here's my thing about it though: if I'm contacting you and you fail to reach out to me at all, why should I be penalized to have to play your computer to give you the opportunity to win?
Exactly.
And some jokers,
the computer hard as fuck to play.
Some jokers are going to automatically try to duck and dodge you. If that rule was in place, and somebody's gonna try to automatically duck and dodge you, just to have the opportunity at the fast sim. Because I know, hell, if I dodge him, I at least get a chance with the fast sim. I got a 50-50 chance with the fast sim. Shit, if I play him, I got zero chance.
But Christian, what are we playing in?
Huh?
We're playing in a franchise, and we
so you gonna say what you gonna say? You always got another game.
So if you're not here to play your game and it's a pattern, then you're not here in the league. You're no longer part of this league. That's
fine.
Doing what you're doing.
That's fine, but
you got to build a pattern, though.
No, yeah, you got to build a pattern, and nobody else should be penalized because you're failing to communicate. Now, the go back to the original question was, hey, if I'm waiting an hour, what are we gonna do about if I'm sitting here waiting an hour? And have said this shit time and time again. Nobody should be sitting at the game waiting on nobody. When it's time for y'all to play, somebody needs to communicate to the other person, hey, are you ready? It's 6 o'clock. Are you ready? I'm ready to play. Are you ready? Somebody hit you right back. Hey, something came up. Let me go take care of this real quick. I'll be right back. Or it's gonna take me 45 minutes, an hour. That should not be no issue. If you crying to get a win like that because because we all grown, so real life shit come up all the time. If you can't wait an hour because somebody got something to do, then you don't deserve no damn forced win. You don't deserve it. But if we scheduled to play at 6 o'clock and you don't communicate with me at all, and now it's 7 o'clock, now you'll put yourself in a predicament. Now shit does happen. So when shit does happen like that, we only gonna have, I would say this shit happens maybe 2% of the time. Somebody's gonna act like they can't play no more after that time. If you understand what I mean. Meaning that, hey, if I contact you back at 7, you be like, man, damn, where you been, bro? I've been waiting for an hour to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can't play no more now. I ain't gonna be able to play no more now. So I guess I just get the force win.
See, to me, because you given that win, there is no initiative to try to get the game done once it's established that somebody misses a tackle.
And that's true. And that's true.
Why.
That could be.
And for that reason right there,
that hasn't been the case.
That
hasn't been the case though. The case have been that these people are not contacting these people back. They're not contacting them back. They're not keeping constant communication with them to begin with. And so,
what reason? Because my thing is this, Christy. If I miss my game at 6 with you, even though we have another play, and I might miss my game, at that point, what reason do I have to reach back out at you when I know you're entitled to get the win? And if you know you can't beat me, let me tell you what you ain't gonna do. You ain't gonna play me.
Yeah, and that's true.
That's
true. But that's what I say. A lot of people. But that's with both humans. I'd rather the person that's have not been communicating get fucked versus the person that's been communicating getting fucked. That's what I'm saying.
But think about it, so far as me, I never came across nobody like that. Like,
no matter at the end of the day, people trying to play for their XP. If anything else, they're trying to play for their XP.
I never came across nobody like that. That was like, oh, I'm ducking and dodging you. I never came across. This is like year 5 or some shit.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't never think there's really been no issue with that. But as far as you waiting on somebody,
you the only one that B, you the only one that came up with some shit like that. Talking about, I'm gonna play this time, but you don't show up. You the only one that had them crazy.
What you mean? No, I ain't never.
When you were sick, you told somebody that.
No, what I said,
and
I'm gonna clarify this so you can understand this better. So you don't have to think you understood what I said. I'm gonna tell you what I said. I said I have nothing to play for, meaning I'm out the playoffs. At this point, I'm only playing to get XP points. I'll make my players better. But as far as me having a goal for that season, the goal is always to get the playoffs.
I'm gonna tell you what you said wrong though. I'm gonna tell you what you said wrong.
But hold on, let me finish. So when I turned around, the next opponent I had was the Steamers. I misunderstood the advance date. So once we cleared it up, me, Christian, and TGG, I reached out to him and I told him that I can play and what time was better for him. He set the time and missed the time, not me. So that's not me.
Who set the time? Who talking about the Steamers?
He set the time. Steamers, yeah.
Y'all,
you let him know. But you let him.
Yeah.
You give him the option to set the time.
You said 12 o'clock, and that was it. You said 12 o'clock.
That was miscommunication.
That's all day long. All day long. That's what I told him.
Hold on, let me finish. He said 12, I said 11. At 11 o'clock, I was available. At 12 o'clock, I was available. At 11:47, he sent me a message I could play at 1:30. I told him I have to be to work, but I leave for 1 o'clock to go to work for 2 o'clock, which is true. So that wasn't me dodging him or not trying to play him. Same thing with Seattle. I reached out to I reached out to him and said, "What's your availability?" He said, "I'm out of town." I said, "Well, cool." He said, "Are you gonna try to get the 4th swim?" I said, "Nah, man, you out of town. It'll be a fair swim."
So I'm fair sim in y'all game, right?
Yeah. So our game is a fair sim.
Why you didn't play his computer?
And guess what? If that's because you never said that was an option.
Come on.
You gotta live by your word, and I told you that. You gotta live by your word.
And you know what? I'm glad you saying that. So you know what? You put him on AP and I play the computer. But my point,
he been on AP.
Huh? What you mean?
He been on AP.
Okay, well I can play the computer.
It's too damn late, man.
Well, it don't matter to me, but it doesn't
shit.
make sense for me to turn it. Hold on, let me finish. It doesn't make sense for me to play a computer when y'all are totally against me saying force wins against.
Hey man, look
I'm all against giving wins. Period. That's the last thing we should be doing.
If you were against it, you can still stand your ground on your own, dog.
Huh?
If you against it, you can still stand by that. You have the option to play the computer. You should have played the computer. Yeah.
I didn't know he was on AP. I've been home the last 2 days.
How you know?
He's been on AP.
He's been on that since last week.
Saturday. Yeah, since Saturday.
But guess what? Y'all know that. I didn't know that.
Why you don't know that? You a commissioner. See, that's the other bullshit. You a commissioner. So how you don't know these things? Like that's my gripe. Hold on, that's my gripe about my commissioners. Then I'm gonna get on y'all ass about that. How the hell y'all don't know when advance days are? How you get that confused when you should know how to go in and check the calendar for one. You go into the app, you check the calendar, all the advanced days are right there on the calendar. It's right there on the front page of the damn of the app. And furthermore,
and you're right,
commissioners.
Chris, listen. It was a miscommunication, not a misunderstanding on my part as it relates to me not knowing the what you call in days to play the sting. My thing is this, and I'm done. I'm done with the whole fourth win thing. Because at the end of the day, y'all against, so it doesn't matter how I perceive it. That's something that you guys not even going to entertain. So I don't have to play the computer because me playing the computer, what does that do for everybody else? Nothing. It's not like y'all going to validate what I'm saying and then turn around and say, okay.
But it does something for you. It does something for you because the win. Because it does something for you because it's more than about the win. Let's talk about that too. Let's move on. Let's move on and talk about that. Remember we started that conversation?
That's why I'm going with the sim.
Okay. Cocksucker. Anyway.
Hey, one reason why I'm just against playing the computer. Computer hard, but you have some people that know what to do against the computer, and once they score 100 points on the computer, y'all gonna be like, man, you can't be doing that against the computer. What?
Hey, the computer ain't no dumbass. The computer ain't no dumbass. So
but some people
beat the computer multiple times, numerous
some
times.
people know how to do the shit. I'm telling you.
Some people not. But what I'm saying is,
I scored 10 touchdowns on their head.
Have that option. That's your choice to do that to the computer. You don't have to do the computer. Just win the game.
Oh, no, that's your choice, but that's my choice whether I want to play the computer or get a forced win.
Yeah, under the current rules, you're right. That is your choice. That is your choice. But what I'm saying is, let's take the forced win off the table, and now your option is to play the computer or take the sim. Like I said, this is the only league I ever been in that give wins.
Welcome to BLB.
I've been in so many leagues, though. No, I've been in so many leagues, dog. So this, you tripping, dude. A lot of leagues.
No, you let me tell you what you ain't about to tell me. What you ain't about to tell me. You ain't about to tell me I'm lying.
What?
Hey,
You ain't.
this song bitch B Hog only been in one or two other leagues besides the one he had on his own. And that bitch lasted.
Get out of here, man. I ain't been in one or two leagues,
He
man.
been in grown folk league and he had his own league. And that shit, his league lasted a half
Man,
a season.
I've been playing video games, man, since.
What is your third league? It's your third league since how old you is? About 40?
Yeah.
Since 40 years, it's your third league.
Come on, dog.
Man, I'm 27, man.
That boy full of shit. Anyway, man, let's move on. We've been on this damn call a long time with this podcast, man. We approaching an hour and 20 minutes. Damn. Do we have any other concern comments, man? Questions about the state of the league?
I have
or suggestions or whatever. I feel like it's something I'm missing.
Nah, I'm good.
Who just said I'm good?
I ain't say I was good.
That can't be B Hall. This mother talked to me for 3 or 4 hours straight.
Oh, but you know what? Talking to you, I gauge whether it's a viable.
Oh, so you know to shut the hell up now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Hey, one thing I say about the restart, I think it ought to go as a vote to the league with all the rule changes and see where it goes from there. Or we can just say, hey, this is what's going to happen. You in or you out.
Yeah, I like shit hard.
Hey, B Hog is a fan of all about that end of the yacht shit. You roll with it or you don't roll with it. So we had that discussion a lot too about certain changes or whatever. He feel like sometimes hey, you ought to just say this is what it's gonna be and this is what it is, and you in with it or you ain't. And on some topics I'm with that, but then on other topics I bring it to the league to a vote. Because I tell you, at the end of the day, it's about the people. What makes y'all happy as a unit? What makes the majority happy? I can't say everybody, what makes the majority happy.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I say
like that.
I say bring it
Change
to
the
a
plays
vote.
up to them. Change the plays up to them. Y'all want to change everything else
Well,
up? You got to change different plays up.
Hey, okay, that's
Fuck
another,
that
that's
shit.
another thing. That's another thing. That's another
Change
good
the
topic.
plays up.
And that's a good question. How we go about implementing changing plays, because you can't tell somebody, hey, you can't run that play again, and it's working for them, and it's not
like
a cheesy ass play. Now, if it's a cheesy play, then that's something.
You can switch it up, but don't run it back to back to
Don't run
back
it
to
back
back.
to
You
back.
switch it every other play.
Exactly.
So every 3 plays,
Switch every other play.
every 3 plays,
Every other play. You don't have to be every 3 plays. Every 2 plays if you want. Fuck.
like every 2
I
plays.
say- I
you're able
say
to run
every-
the same play.
I think every 3 plays minimum. 3 plays. I mean, every 4 times you can run that play. Who can't do that? I mean, I think that's fair.
think
I
that-
can't do it.
That sound fair. Except you somebody
You know?
like 37-13 in the
If you
Steelers.
can't win running your face,
Oh, it's good with me.
times and you can't win.
You know, if you the
Yeah,
Steelers,
dude,
that
you know, I'm-
motherfucker he running verticals all day long, and then Dirty throwing that bitch deep
No,
all day long.
no.
So,
Well, see, let me say. Okay, one thing about me, if I run a vertical, I run vertical out of single set.
all the different
Uh,
sets.
Yeah, it'd be different sets. It's still a vertical, but
Yeah, that's fine. Ain't nothing,
it's different sets.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Shotgun.
You're right.
Oh no, I stopped going deep though. I stopped that shit.
You learned your lesson, huh? But yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
goddamn
something
linebacker
we
alert.
can talk about. That's something we can talk about. You know, I can put that down as a possible change. Calling the plays every 3 plays or whatever. Let me see. Do we still got? I think we got somebody else on this call. They might have a question. I have them muted, so let me go ahead and unmute them real quick and actually might have a question. I don't know who this is on the call, but 863 area code.
Yeah, I don't have no question.
You got no question? Who is this I'm speaking with?
It's I think I'm gonna be the coach.
The coach. Okay, this is the new guy. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you're on the call because I
Turn that advantage.
actually approached him with joining the league, and one thing he was looking for was a league that was realistic, that had a lot of sim rules. And I told him we don't have a lot of sim rules and shit like that, but we're trying to move in the direction of adding certain rules or whatever. But we have fun. We're a good ass league. It's a lot of shit that we do different that other leagues don't do.
Yeah, and some of the things that I was concerned about, y'all was already addressing. So it was like, damn, that's what I was talking about. But mainly that linebacker alert shit. That right there.
that shit irks your nerves too, huh?
Yeah, like it's so stupid. Like it's so unrealistic.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely unreal.
I'm gonna tell y'all, it's easy to beat. I'm telling y'all, it's easy to beat. Why you think I got
That the problem?
this season? Throw at they fucking ass. Throw Ross Adam and throw something over the top. So you gotta choose to come up back.
Well,
Yeah,
it's,
so
Yeah, I
that-
know.
that stuff
I already know how to beat it. It's just I'm not expecting it because it's not realistic, you
It's
know.
not
And I'm not
realistic,
thinking
man.
about it, and then it happens.
that shit is not realistic. That shit is so phony.
It's just not fun to play against, man. At
No,
the end
it's
of the
not.
day,
It's
it's
not.
just not fun.
But I
to
tell you
play
what,
against.
it feel good when you beat their ass though, and they been
Yeah,
doing
it
that shit
do.
all game. That shit feel good. I ain't gonna lie, it feel real good. But I've never been a fan of that shit, man. It's no way a linebacker should be running all over the field, east to west, north and south, and just covering every damn thing. But
Hey, Ray, Patrick Willis used to do it.
who was that?
Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis.
Man, Patrick Willis ain't do that, man.
Man, get out of here. That bullshit. That motherfucker ain't all over no field like that.
He just he's just trying to convince us to keep it, man. It's gonna be a vote.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. I'll let y'all get.
Okay,
I'm
but
finna mute his
but
ass.
since you say you don't care, and Express say he doesn't care, I want to see you guys vote for the change. If you don't
I
care.
vote for it. I don't give a damn shit. Hey, look at my team. I got 65 sacks. That's ridiculous, though.
That is a ridiculous amount of sacks, and that's something else that man.
But let me tell you
fucked
why
up.
you got 65 sacks. Let me tell you why you
I
got
blitz.
65
Cause
sacks.
nigga ain't got nowhere to throw the ball because your
And
ass.
let me tell you
your ass
another
on that
reason why you
linebacker.
got it. Hold on. Let me tell you another reason why you got it. It's because you playing linebacker. You lurk in the middle. You get a lot of coverage sacks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the
blitz.
thing about it.
But you gotta look at it like this. I'm bringing six guys every down most of the time. I'm bringing six guys every down. You gotta choose or bring extra block. That's the only way you're gonna beat me.
I don't know.
I'm bringing.
And
six.
what's your username?
My name is Crispy Soldier. Redskins.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't. Oh yeah. That's boss pain.
I played for some points like that.
Look at it. Hey, that's that yak talking, man. Don't play that guy. He gonna be running in circles on that field. Dog. Hey, you gonna feel bad for taking his money, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's that liquor talking. But yeah, man, I think it's about it. We had anything else to address before I broadcast this shit?
No, sir.
It was something else, man. God, dog.
No, I think that was it. I think we need to. I really think we need to do that vote on the reset.
Yeah, well, that'll be a vote. I won't just do that to everybody without nobody voting. Definitely won't do that.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to do that.
But when I put it out, everything needs to be underneath there as far as what changes that we're trying to make.
You know what we're going to do with the reset.
Yeah, it needs to be clear as to what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Damn, B-Hog, it's something your ass had said that I know it needs to be addressed.
For all the guys that's making a playoff run, good luck. Have fun.
A but B.
The only reason why he's telling y'all guys that because he had like 15 first-round draft picks and.
Oh, that's what it is. Hold on. That's what it is. Trades. We currently have a trade committee, but it's not really monitoring. Well, it's monitoring what y'all doing, but it's not really rejecting anything. It's more so to know what's going on as far as the trades. Well, we want to try to make it where you have to use that trade calculator, and it has to come up as a fair trade, so nobody's getting screwed over. Or if it's not necessarily in a fair trade, it's close enough to where within 100 points or so of each other, if we use that trade calculator to make that trade.
I say fair only.
Well, I told you that damn thing has some errors in it, man. It's not 100%.
I got a good one.
Which
I
one?
have a good one.
Which one?
I told you I got a good one.
That shit
One I got.
Shit.
It's
They
a
use
good
all the same numbers.
Hold on. Can I have a second
Go ahead, sir.
to say something?
Can you edit it?
Okay. We use it in the league I was in. It's the only thing that we use. I think it's fair. And the reason why I say that is to kind of give you an example. I posted some players today, and I've been getting offers for them. And one of the guys I posted is a wide receiver with 97 speed, 77 overall. He's a rookie, and I have guys offering me a first-round draft pick for him. In that calculator, that would not be a fair trade. He's not worth the first.
Because speed is not a factor in the trade. But see,
so
that's what the calculator's bias said. That's what I'm talking about. That's what the calculator's bias said because it doesn't account for the fact of what somebody else values. You get what I'm saying?
And it shouldn't.
Well, yeah, it is.
I don't think it should.
Well, because you're trading for a person based on their attributes, not based on their overall. You based on it. You trading based on their abilities.
But the value you get for that player is based on their attributes, not their overall.
No, it is based on their overall.
The calculator that we use,
is
not based on overall.
So it has attributes in it.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to see that one because the one you showed me they had no attributes on it. I need to see that.
Yeah. No, the one I showed you, that's how you were able to determine the value of the player. It's by putting in his attributes. It has nothing to do with overall. It's age, it's attributes, and it's development traits.
What attributes can you put in there?
Everything. Wide receiver, it has wide receiver is probably the one that has the most filters for you to put in, what their attributes are. But quarterback, I'm not sitting in front of my computer right now. I can't tell you.
Yeah,
but it allows
I get what you're saying.
I
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
The value is determined by attributes.
Now, Can you edit that document, or is it locked?
I can send it to you.
Okay.
You wouldn't be. I don't know how to edit it.
Because I was gonna say we need to add one more field to that, and that's the points. Because
no, I
we
wouldn't
do,
do it with
our
points.
We do our points trades too. Well, we gotta try to put some type of value to them.
Yeah, but how can you do that? You got to change the formula. That's not my area of expertise.
Well,
I wouldn't want to mess with it.
That's my area. That's what I'm saying. If you're able to edit it, then that's another category that can be included. You know what I'm saying? When you put your
I see what you're saying. You put a slot in there to add the value for the point.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Well,
talking
how many points you got at the time?
Huh?
How many points you have at the time?
No, it'll be like, okay, for example, you know how some people might trade their first round pick for 100 points. Well, those points will have a certain value within that calculator, and when you put it into that calculator, then it will spit out a number that will add to the value of the trade. And it'll say,
I say this thing. We have a trade committee, so everybody who's in the trade committee, well, whoever negotiating something need to go to that point calculator, take a screenshot, and send it. Hey, this man gonna give me this, and that, and I'm gonna give him this.
Oh, we have a person can create a choice. 1 through 10 is worth. Picks 1 through 10 is worth how many points? 10 through 20 is worth how many points? 20 through 32 is worth how many points?
And my new guy, I'm gonna explain all that point stuff to you too, man. When we get out this call, so you know what the hell we talking about with those points.
Or you could just turn. Or you could turn around. So the calculator gives you the value for the pick. So you can kind of use that as a guide to come up with a chart for points.
Okay.
Hey, look, that's another thing we need to do too. This backdoor shit. Like, if I feel like somebody doing a trade with somebody, and you're a commissioner, and you go behind somebody like, oh, don't do that trade, do a trade with me. That's fucked up. We need to cut that shit out. That's
ain't nobody
shit.
ever did that, man. Ain't nobody
did. Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did.
No, I didn't do
talking
that.
about somebody on this call.
Yeah, it happened a couple of times. But I ain't gonna say nothing. It ain't none of my business. I'm just saying, though.
I feel you.
No, it ain't never happened with me. But this is my thing with trades. Trades are not done. Trades are not completed until they're done. Period. Until it's done on the game. Because my thing is this: if I'm going to turn around and let's say I'm gonna put my quarterback out there. I should be able to listen to all offers and consider all offers. So I finally decide on which one I want to move forward with.
So you basically saying if you post a trade on the farm and you acknowledge the trade, then somebody send you a trade that, oh well, fuck that trade, I'm gonna do this trade with this guy. That's kind of what's the point of acknowledging the trade and you back out on it?
Well, no, you can't back out on it once both parties agree on it. What I'm saying is,
that's what I'm talking
if
about.
both parties agreed on it, then you can't back out on it. But
here's B-Hall argument what that is. And I'm gonna step in for you, B-Hall, right here. Is the fact that in that particular trade that you're talking about with TG and the Steamers, well, I feel like B-Hall backdoored was the fact that the trade got rejected. So B-Hall felt like once the trade got rejected, it was fair game again. But I told him that, hey, I don't really consider that fair game because you had influence over that, being that you was one of the ones that rejected it, and the reason why you rejected it because it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough meat on that trade. So he was able to go back and have a conversation with the Steamers. Hey, I got a better deal for you. Take this deal instead. But
no,
Steamers
that's
say,
not true.
Well, Steamers say that's not what he did. Steamers say he reached out to him.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
there you go.
I understand
and
that, but
at that point, it should have been fair. It was fair
because it got rejected.
He came to me. I didn't go.
And it got rejected.
Well, all I know, if it's voted on that we restart the league, we don't have to worry about nobody having no 80 picks inclusive.
That's another thing.
We can't control how many picks somebody has.
Should we limit how many first?
Oh no, we can't control it. We can't. Hey, we can't control it because if people trade you, hey, they trade you. But
let me tell you this: if you use the trade
Man, B
calculator,
trying to have this
I
league
promise
set up for him. God damn. You trying to league set up just for you, dog.
if we use the trade calculator, I promise you, I won't have as many picks like that because it just won't work in the calculator. It won't work. The calculator is going to decline a lot of the trades that I was able to make. You know, and that's the thing.
You gonna nigga rate it. And you made that shit, you gonna nigga rate it.
No, I didn't make all that. I didn't make it.
All right.
Somebody else do
it. Hey, but I do say this: we all need to use trade calculator. And I know some people be like, man, I want him because I like this and I want that. But you're not finna give me, just say, shit, Deshaun Watson. Oh, I want.
Now, let me tell you about
the second and then another first.
I'm glad you brought that up. Great example.
You're not going to make that trade. Go ahead.
Let me tell you about the trade calculator and how it works. And this is what I love about it. It values the quarterback position the highest out of any other position. So your quarterback, in order for you to trade for a quarterback, you will pay premium for him. The younger he is, the better he's going to be, you know, depending on that age. You know, it got like certain groups of ages that it factor in. But that was one of the things we had in another league that we experienced with the trade calculator was with the quarterbacks. They were giving them better. But the trade calculator is a great tool because, like I say, it's not biased. It doesn't care what two teams are making the trade. It doesn't have an opinion. And I can guarantee you this, the trades will be fair in terms of value. I can guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, you ain't going to be able to just take what you want because there's enough. You know, it won't be the case. The Steelers trade probably would have never worked in the calculator. A lot of the trades I made won't work in the calculator. They just won't because I'm not giving fair value to get what I'm getting in return.
Hell no.
You know, I'm giving people what they want, and they just telling me what they telling me. I'm posting the players. They telling me what they want. I mean, that they want them. I'm telling them what it's going to take to get them. It's up to them to pay that price. That's what we call.
And that's called rate.
Well, guess what?
Hashtag me too, bro.
Somebody got to take it.
That's the raper, man.
Somebody got to take it. But I wouldn't be able to rate nobody with the calculator, man. I promise you that. And that's why I like it.
Okay,
that's why I like it. And
all
everybody would have to do it. You know, it'll make it fair for everybody.
All right, that's cool. Well, yeah, I think we talked enough, man.
How did Sam just beat?
I don't know.
What? Hey, the coach, you ready to tell?
The coach is on the call.
Who was the coach?
That's the new guy on the call.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Hey, coach, if you're interested in trading, if you're interested in trading that pick, let me know.
Okay, right, man. Hey, advance this shit, man. I'm about to play. Fuck this shit.
Hold on. Did Sam Jeff and JP play already?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, they played.
They were supposed to play.
It was 10-13. Good game.
Okay, cool. Well, fellas, if there's nothing else, man, we're gonna go ahead and end this podcast so I can get it out to the people. They can listen to this hour and 30 minutes. They probably gonna turn this shit off within 5 minutes, but they can't say we ain't provided for them.
All right. Well, I'm glad to be on my first podcast. I'll be on every podcast.
They really not that hard, man. It's super simple. The process after this is what takes the longest, is getting it out there. But we're gonna try to move to a
we should do the power rankings.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. We're gonna get back to doing that type of stuff. I'm gonna use this other app that allows you to do a live podcast, and then you send it to all the different platforms like Apple Music, Google Play Store, Spotify. You know, all the different places that host podcasts. It'll be on those different stations. So anybody can listen to it versus just being on YouTube.
Okay.
So we'll get to all of that, man. There's no more questions. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. Get ready to get this advance going. We know that after week 15, we got 1 day advances.
Hey, one more question right quick.
Yes, sir.
You know, like if everybody play their game, I know we had a vote on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but if everybody play their game on Saturday, that means we're going to have a day off and then advance Monday night?
We always would advance early. But the advance
okay.
never changed.
Yeah, I think we should always keep that in. into consideration. If all games are played, we advance.
Yeah, you advance, but the next advance doesn't change. It still stays the same. It just give you, more time to get those games because we advanced early.
Okay.
Now,
that's all.
We had 21 people to vote on that. I should have had a third option, which is, I don't care, which is what B-Hog is it. He don't care either way. But the vote right now, I think it's like 14-7 or some shit like that. In favor of moving it back.
Hold on, let me change my vote. Let me change my vote. Hold up.
Well, to move it back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 o'clock instead of every 48 hours.
What a refresh of vote on.
Hey, Crispin, this is I just got one suggestion. I think this is our solution for the draft show. We can use the same concept for the draft show.
That's cool. I'm with that. I think it'll work. I like this app that I'm using right here with the call-in conference thing. It's pretty cool, and I'm still able to record or whatever.
Hey, so the other thing I just downloaded, I need to delete it?
No, you don't. That's the platform I'm gonna try to start. I got to practice with it. You can delete it for now, but I'm gonna practice with it and see how it goes. But that one, put it on all those different platforms so it get the name out and makes the league bigger. Just know, Coach, you join the best league in the world, man. Just get ready to have some fun. We got a lot of stuff going on. That's one thing I want to discuss too. And while I got him on the phone, I'm thinking about just doing away with the money thing, period.
I say if we reset, let's do the money thing if we reset.
You say let's do it?
Yeah, let's do it if we reset.
Well, you want to do it as far as trying to gain money for the league to fund the website.
So, I feel like if we reset, then it changes everybody's interest. The guys who are not really engaged or not feeling too good about their team, that's going to change if we reset.
Yeah.
People ain't gonna want to put money. I feel like this: if you want to pay for money, the people that want to pay for money, they put money in. If none of them dudes don't win, fucking just let that bitch roll over to get bigger to whoever put money in.
And that's kind of what I kind of been doing as of late. Cause we had about four or five people I think that didn't pay this time. And I was like, hell with it. If they don't win nothing, then they don't get the no share of the pie. And while I got you on the call here, man, that's usually everybody putting in $10 towards the pot. And then we have bowl games. We have the playoffs to get a piece of the pie. We have bowl games like they have in college, and then we have a toilet bowl where you have the opportunity to win your money back. And then you give out the Super Bowl trophy.
I've been there 4 years straight.
5.
we give out an MVP trophy, and we give out a Rookie of the Year award.
That bitch nice too.
Yeah, so we give out some nice gifts, but of course all that shit costs money, and I ain't gonna be funding everything. But I think going forward,
and that's my thing. That's why I think we should continue it for that reason. If we're gonna do away with it, then we should look for donations from the members of the league.
I would say I will make it to where it will only fund the awards that we're trying to give out. You know what I'm saying? That way it ain't no big burden on everybody, but everybody has an equal opportunity to win those awards.
But if we turn around and just do away with, let's just do donations. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys wouldn't mind putting up.
Even if you do awards, like if you do awards at least, you can fucking at least do $2 of fucking out of everybody. That ain't shit. Like
well, that's what I'm saying.
That should be enough to cover.
That's $64. You do $3 somewhere, you get that'll be enough for 3 trophies. $3 for each.
I put up $20, man. $20 ain't no money. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy being a part of this.
Hey, fuck it. Put up all the money claiming on your taxes.
There you go.
I'm
for sure claiming on mine. Shit.
Hey, fellas, I'm that fast this shit, all right? I'm ready to play my game. You ain't playing yet?
No,
I'm gonna play next week. I'm ready for week 14.
I'm trying to get into week 14 this damn companion app, but it ain't loading up.
Hell, it's late in advance.
No, it's not.
Christian? Gentlemen?
Oh, no, not Chris.
I'm about to do it now.
Hey, the new coach.
You need me to do it, Chris?
Give me a call.
Motherfuckers for 5
Hey,
fucking points.
fellas, I appreciate y'all out on the call, man. Until next time, probably gonna do do the game of the weeks. I mean, not the game of the week, but the top 10. And then we'll have some more shows talking about rules and, you know what I'm saying, different changes and what's going on around the league. Try to keep that stuff going, man. And get people more in tune. I know people hate to read, but they will kind of listen. So we get stuff more geared towards listening versus reading. Then I think we'll get a couple more people engaged in what we got going on.
All right.
Okay.
I ain't hear what you just said, but Crispy, call me when you get done. I gotta go.
All right, sir. Messing up my damn podcast. All right.